Hello everyone, welcome to Kazmat's YouTube channel. In this video, I want to solve this modulus 3 equation. Here I'm told to find the value of x in the equation given. So since it is a modulus function, I need to set two different equations. Now the first one will be, first let me get rid of positive 1 by adding 1 to both sides. I'll add 1 to both sides. Add 1 to both sides. This is to take. Okay, this is plus 1 plus 1. So therefore I have cos x sine x modulus of this equal 1. I've added 1 to both sides in order to get rid of. Now in order to remove the modulus sign, which implies that cos x sine to the power of sine x is equal to plus or minus 1. This is how I remove my modular side. It depends on the teacher. Some teachers will tell you to square both sides, but I love using this. I'm used to this, which is fine and which is also working for me. Now, since I have cos x sine x equal plus or minus 1, so I have two different equations. Cos x sine x is equal to 1 or cos x to the power of sine x equal minus 1. So I have two equations that I'm going to solve. The first one, I'll pick the equations one by one. I'll start with the first one. Let me clean this. The first one, which is this is cos x sine x is equal to 1. Now, since we know 1 to the power of any number gives 1, 1 to the power 1 to the power of any number is equal 1. This is very important. To power of any number, being a negative number or a positive number fraction, it will still give you 1, which means the base here will be equated to 1, irrespective of what the power will be. Also, if I have 1 1 to the power of 0, 1 to the power of 0, this gives 1, which means the power to the power of 0 should give us 1. What I need to do now, equate the power, which is sine x, to 0. That should give 1. And if you equate the power to 0, which implies that the denominator can be any number except 0. So this is still the same thing by saying n to the power of 0, but n is not equal to 0. Very important. So the power will be equated to 0. Now, and the last one is minus 1 to the power of what gives us positive 1. So minus 1 to the power of um, even numbers. Let's say 2k, where k belongs to set of integers. K can be positive integer, k can be negative integer. You still get 1. So far the power is even. The power must be even for the base, for this base, excuse me. The power must be even for this base to be negative 1. So I'll pick the conditions one by one. Pick the conditions number one. The first one, because okay, the first one I said the power should the power, oh sorry, the what's it called? The base should be equal to 1, irrespective of what the power is. If the base is equal to 1, therefore cos x equal 1, x is cos inverse of 1, x is 0 and 360. So sorry, I forgot to state the range of my solutions. My x should be less than or equal to 360 and x should be greater than 0, which implies that 0 is less than x less than or equal to 360. This is the range of the values of x or domain of the question. So I've gotten x equals 0 or 360. X is equal to 0 or 360. Now you need to check if accepted if x is 0, cos 0 is 1, cos 360 gives 1. Now you also need to check the power. Like I said, the power can be any number. The power can be any number. So the power can be anything. But it's fine to substitute x to be 0 and 360 into the power and see what you're going. The power can be any number irrespective. So far the base is 1. So I've gotten two values, 360 and 0. So let's pick the second part. I'm looking at this condition now. Looking at this condition where the power should be 0. If the power is 0, the base should be any number except 0. The base cannot be 0. That's the second condition I'm looking at now. So I need to clean this. I've gotten two answers. Let me just put 0. 360 are the two answers we've gotten. Let me hide the answers there. So now I'll clean this and go for the second condition. The second condition says the power, I have cos x sine x equal 1. The second condition says the power here should be 0, which means sine x equal 0. If sine x is equal to 0, don't forget the base must not be 0. So irrespective of the answers that we're getting, we need to check the base. There's a condition, there's a restraint there that we need to take note of. So here x is sine inverse of 0. So what is sine inverse of 0? The first one is 0, 180 and 360. Sine inverse of 0, you have 0, 180 and 360. So we need to check. Pick up your calculator, press cos 0, cos 180 and cos 360 and see if you will not get 0. If you don't get 0, we are good to go. Cos 0 is 1, this is 1. Cos 180 is minus 1 and cos 360 is 1. So all these three numbers satisfy this value of n. So far n is not equal to 0. So I've gotten another set of answers. If you look at the answers I've gotten, you will notice that some of the values are the values I've gotten before. The 0, like 0, excuse me, like 0 and 360. The two values I've gotten them before. So the only value I need to add to the answers I've gotten is 180 degrees. 180 degrees. I've gotten three answers. So let's look at the last condition, which is this. There's the last condition. Sorry, this is the last condition. Minus 1 to the power of 2k, where the power will be even numbers. That's the only condition that will make that to be 1. So I need to clean everything I've done and look at the last one. Yeah, the last condition, I have cos x sine x is equal to minus 1 to the power of 2k, where k is integer, or where k are integers. It can be positive integer, negative integer, anything, any type of integer there. Sorry, say integer. or where k is even number. K should be even number. So far it is a positive even number or a negative even number. Your k, you are going to get 1. You will get 1. So far it is even number. So as I was saying, the next thing is to say cos x is equal to minus 1. Cos x is equal to minus 1. So when I get my cos x, when I get my x values, I need to put it into sine x to see if I need to put into sine x to see if I'm going to get going to get what's it called, even number. So let me go for cos x. Cos x is equal to 1 minus 1. X is equal to cos inverse of minus 1. So and x is equal to cos inverse of minus 1. That gives us cos inverse, that gives us 180. Now cos inverse of minus 1 gives 180. Since cos inverse of minus 1 gives 180, let me check sine 180 and see if I'm going to get even number. Sine 180 gives 0, so this is not even number, so which implies that this condition is not possible. So it does not satisfy the power, which means cos x when is negative 1 and the power can be even number. So that condition is, we've gotten 3 answers from the first 2 conditions stated there. So since it is a modulus question, don't forget we have the other part of the modulus question. And the other part of the modulus question is, as I said, cos x sine x is equal to plus or minus 1. I've taken care of positive 1. The next thing is to take care of minus 1. So what will you do to have minus 1? What is going what would the power be in order to have minus 1, or what would the denominator be in order to have minus 1? In order to have minus 1, so this should be, like I said before, this should be 2, let's say 2k plus 1. In order to have minus 1, this should be 2k plus 1. The power should be odd numbers. So if I say minus 1 to the power of 3, this is still minus 1. Minus 1 to the power of 5, this is still minus 1. So the power should be odd number, where k are, let me say, where k are numbers from 0 to infinity and from 0 to negative infinity, which implies that k can be 0, can be 1. If k is 0, you have 1. If k is 0, 2 times 0 plus 1, this is 1. Also, if k is 1, 2 times 1 plus 1, this will be 3. So it can be natural numbers. Now, in order to move on, I have which implies that the base, which is cos x, will be equal to minus 1. The base that is cos x will be equal to minus 1. And what is making this to be negative 1? So x will be cos inverse of minus 1. X is 180. So I need to substitute this into the power to see if I'm going to get odd number. Sine 180 is equal to 0. So which implies that this does not have a solution. This does not have a solution. So since this does not have a solution, so what I need to do is to pick the answers I've gotten here. So these are the 3 answers that satisfy the question being asked. So the three answers are x is equal to 0, 180 degrees, 0 degrees, 180 degrees, and 360 degrees are the three answers that satisfied the question being asked. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.